Hey, Roop. It's good of you to help me clear out this old loft space.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, what's this?
Just some old fob watch. I've had it for years.
Some writing on it. I can't make it out.
Let's have a look. I'm not sure.
You ever opened it?
No, No, clearly a watch. I remember now. I'm Donald Tush. I've been hiding in his body for years. I must go and see Chris Chibnall immediately.
Oh, for fuck's sake, calm down. I'll make some coffee.
No, Chris.
I'll get that.
Please, don't do it.
That?
Roop, you must understand. I'm Robert Holmes.
This is going to be one of those days, isn't it?
Stay with me up.
You don't live here. You don't live here. Welcome to Time Ram, the podcast where we smash together a Doctor with an era that doesn't fit. Tonight, with me, as ever, I have Mr. Barry Williams.
Evening.
And Mr. Paul Ferry.
Hello.
And we're looking at that well-regarded Jodie Whittaker episode. Oh, I just want to die. That well-regarded Jodie Whittaker episode, Fugitive of the Judoon. With actually Mr. Christopher Eccleston as the Doctor. The 9th. Chaps, how are you tonight?
I'm good.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you fired up for this extravaganza?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of just watched it this morning.
We've watched it, yes.
I was criticizing you both the other week for leaving it to the last minute to watch it, and that's exactly what I've done on this occasion.
I watched it today.
I watched it like 2 days ago, so I'm on the ball, Yeah. Stay off, possibly, yeah.
But hey, let's face it, it's not going to matter. Am I wearing my heart on my sleeve? That's my opinion.
Just to be contrary, I thought it was one of the better regarded Jodie Whittaker episodes.
Yes, but that's
I'm
not going to say what it's like saying. Paul has put it much more nicely.
Yeah.
It is good. It is one of, if not the best Jodie Whittaker. Probably not the best.
One of the Jodie Whittaker episodes.
Yeah,
I could agree on
watched it, and
it's definitely a Jodie Whittaker.
I watched it, and I got to the end, and I thought that was all right.
That was an episode of Doctor Who. It happened. It occurred. It took place.
It didn't feel like it needed 50 minutes, but it was okay.
She'll be fine.
He co-wrote it with Vinny Patel, who wrote Demons of the Punjab, which is one of the more highly regarded episodes. So I don't know, maybe some of that carried through, but there's some definite Chibnallisms in this.
Just because Chris Chibnall writes with a co-writer doesn't mean that co-writer is actually good in themselves.
Watching it this time, there's a real feeling that it's a lot of little bits of setting things up for other things. It's a lot of kind of laying the groundwork for other stories. It's a decent enough story, but it does feel like it's just laying the groundwork for other stories, some of which never pays off, never ever
structurally
pays off.
It's all over the shop. It's just
It is
together at all.
I think the first half of it hangs together really well and builds really nicely until they get to the lighthouse.
And then it kind of goes a bit peculiar,
and then it goes and unfortunately undermines the previous, chunk of the episode, which was a good story. It was actually, it was building fine. It was building to a mystery, and in the last quarter of an hour or so, you sort out that mystery. I would have thought, but no, Chris.
Oh, Chris.
What are you doing?
What is he doing? What was he doing? Do we know yet?
Anybody know?
The era's over. Are we any further forward?
That's what he was doing.
Bring back Paul McGann being half human on his mother's side. That's what I say.
I'm half human on my mother's side.
Would you care to go through the plot, Baz? Or do you feel a sense of duty that you must go through the plot to be more accurate?
I feel like we've got another, 40 to 50 minutes of this podcast to fill. So
We haven't even requested 50 minutes.
Stick with it, listener. I'm sure there's loads of good stuff to come.
It'll be great.
Yeah.
It'll be great. Yeah. We'll go off on tangents about the arc in space and things, I promise. If I have to do it myself, I promise.
So it opens with Ruth looking at her watch.
Yes.
Quite interesting choice, isn't it?
Now,
Opens with a big shot of the watch. Hello, sorry, yes.
Yeah, no, I just thought straight away, the grub from the arc in space, wouldn't it be better if it was in this scene?
Wearing a watch.
Right, I fulfilled my callback now. I'm done.
I guess it's a visual hint to the Time thing that she's looking at her watch, but it's
Of course, yeah.
So wait, is this still going to be Jo Martin? Is this a fixed point in time? Because she's
it could be Jo Martin. She's been around.
Doctor
since the 80s, I think, appearing on television.
Yeah.
So
it's a question of whether the fugitive Doctor is ever going to make another appearance after Chibnall's gone.
No.
I suspect not.
It's not going to.
Yeah.
No. Probably in about 30, 40 years' time, as a flashback sequence, exactly like the Morbius Doctors appeared in a flashback sequence.
Hey, remember me? No.
Yeah.
So yeah, we get some scenes with her having her breakfast. I've written that down. Fascinating, isn't it? It's great.
Well done.
That's
good. No, that's good.
And she's got a fairly useless husband called Lee.
Nice little scene. All this
Yeah.
stuff.
Played by Neil Stuke from Game On.
I have difficulty taking Neil Stuke seriously because I just keep expecting him to go, Martin, you ginger tosser.
I think everyone does.
Yeah.
To be honest, I mean, I haven't seen him since Game On.
I know that's horrible typecasting, but
I mean, it's the way the general public view Tom Baker. Forget anything else he's done. He's the Doctor, isn't he?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
You get, you do a part well, you get stuck in it.
Well, apparently he's appeared in Silk since, but I didn't watch that. So
Silk.
It's about a
I
lawyer.
didn't watch that either.
Yeah,
I've
never seen it, so I don't know.
Is it real or someone? As Neil Stuke just put on his Wikipedia, going, "I was in a series called." Is it like David Burton? Yeah, I'm the Doctor.
Well, if it doesn't exist, I'm nicking the title. But it sounds great. Silk. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, about spiders though.
Yeah, spiders and prostitutes. Spider prostitutes.
You see, listener,
Yeah.
tangents. Told you. Started already. The arc in space was nothing.
Anyway, so yeah, it's Ruth's birthday, and Lee's promised her birthday cake. Is it still Neil
Yay.
Stuke, by the way? Because I guess we're in 19. No, we're not. We're in 2005.
2005.
Maybe it's even more Neil
Could be
Stuke.
more Neil Stuke.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No reason why not, really.
I like Neil Stuke. I think he's very good in this.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's a good actor, despite what I just said about always seeing him as Matt.
Mhm.
He's called Matt,
Yeah.
isn't he? Yeah, Matt.
He's good at-
he is
He's
a
good
good
at these
actor.
slightly slimy characters, isn't he? He's kind of
Mm.
So yeah, Ruth's she's a tour guide in Gloucester. She's friendly to everyone, and she's standing outside the cathedral all day, trying to get them to do tours. And there's also a guy called Alan working in the local shop who is
He's horrible.
cracking on to her to such an extent.
Isn't he one of the most unlikable characters in Doctor Who ever?
This seemed to me, this screamed to me of typical Chibnall comedy writing. Where the character's so over the top, you're like, no, this is not a real person. I didn't.
Yeah, he's just really, really stalky.
He's a really disturbing as a comedy character.
He is, and he's not pleasant. It's a bit. Oh, he might be a rapist, isn't it? It's a bit kind of like, oh, he's fine.
Oh, what's he like?
He's the weirdo in the corner with the children. And he wasn't played to offset that. He could perfectly easily have been so, but he was just
could have done
horrible.
it more subtly. Yeah.
And I wondered why.
Yeah.
But of course that isn't played out. Again, fine. I'm not going to rant. I'm fine.
Surely the way to have done it would have been which we could do now in Time Ram, would be to have made him a kind of shy sort of person who's kind of, likes her from afar sort of thing, rather than this rather sort of aggressive.
Make it a bit more subtle. Yeah. Rather than go.
So who's going to play him?
Going full incel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that is the modern word. That's quite. I'm amazed and impressed by your command. Of
well,
this
you'll
lingo.
notice when you play this back, it took me 5 minutes to remember what the fuck it was. So, Fraser going, what is it?
Yeah, he's clearly an incel. Maybe he appeals to the internet generation. Maybe they all go, "Oh, look, he's an incel," and that's fine. Maybe it's just us being codgers.
For ages, I was going with involuntary virgin. Invert? Is that what it is? No. What's that? Yeah. I digress.
Makes more sense.
Yeah.
Inverge.
Inverge.
Inverge. This is a warning.
He'd verged to die the throat.
I can't. I am exhausted.
That's the exciting thing. There's nobody in the universe can do what we're doing.
What were we talking about?
Look at the cake
Look
shop.
in the cake shop. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Look at the cake shop. Yeah, inside of the cake shop. I know. It's really serious.
As I've written here, mercifully, the Judoon arrive
Yes.
and they put Earth on lockdown, which is a bit prescient, seeing as they filmed this in 2019.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, yes.
I know it's pre-Judoon, but it would kind of still be the Judoon, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Because it's
a
a
Russell
Russell
T
T
invention.
creation.
Yeah,
It's what, 2
it could
seasons
still be the
pre-Judoon,
Judoon.
so
Yeah.
Just coming in slightly early.
It won't be early. They'll be remembered from that
That's right.
fantastic
Yeah.
Troughton story that we're in.
Mm.
I was just going to say, watching this episode, knowing it was filmed in 2019, it was like a little glimpse into a previous world where England was just a little bit nicer than it is now. Oh,
Yeah.
look at that. Lots
Yeah.
of sunshine and cathedrals.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Less pandemic-y.
Yeah. So that's nice, or not. And then we cut to the TARDIS, where we should probably decide when we're setting this because we've got the Doctor, even Mr. Eccleston.
We've only got. Yeah.
Yes.
And the thing that immediately occurred to me was, okay, there's 3 companions in this, but you could easily do it at 1 companion. You don't need 3 companions for what they get to do. Yeah.
Totally, you could. Absolutely, you
So
could.
it's the Doctor and
Yeah.
Rose.
Yeah.
The only time Eccleston has 3 companions, one of them is Captain Jack, who's going to probably lead us. So that's not going to work.
Well, yeah,
is
we
it?
might as well introduce Captain Jack.
his-
Set this up somewhere around the empty child. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't that going to happen?
Torchwood's not going to happen, is it?
Hooray!
Torchwood. I mean, if this is Captain Jack's introduction, then Torchwood just ain't going to happen. So we set it instead of the long game then.
I mean, sort of mid-season. Yeah, around there.
Yeah.
I was going to say the empty child, but
Yes.
either, I guess, doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's a 2-parter though. We could save a longer story for that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Talons and Dalek Master Plan or whatever
War
the hell
games.
they get.
Yeah, I have to get there.
The War Games. Yeah, it'll be great mid-season.
Yeah, so the long game's got 2 companions in, hasn't it? Because it's got that guy who turns out to be a bit of a twat, so he kicks him out of it.
Does he count?
Yeah.
Does he count as a companion? He's just an arsehole on the TARDIS.
So,
That's all it is.
I'm picturing an arsehole
Yeah.
on the
On
TARDIS.
TARDIS, I know,
It
it's
works,
really
yeah.
serious. Everything fits that song, I tell you. Macra and the Quicksand onwards.
Dalek.
No,
Dalek.
Dalek's earlier.
Because that's where
Dalek.
But Dalek's where he comes from, isn't he?
Yeah.
No,
the-
Dalek is before the long
twat.
game.
Yeah.
Empty Child's
It's
after.
empty
I
Child
can't think of
immediately
he has
after.
got a name. I just give him
Adam.
Father's Day. It's Father's Day, isn't it?
Adam.
Yeah.
Adam the Twat. Yeah.
Father's Day.
Yeah.
There's Father's
It's around
Day somewhere in
around
there as well,
maybe.
yeah.
I used to know what all
Yeah.
these episodes went in. Yeah.
So one
okay.
of those
Yeah.
ones then. Dalek, Long Game,
Somewhere
Father's
during
Day.
Christopher Eccleston's era.
All of those apparently nondescript episodes in that fantastic season.
Yeah.
So we're just going to replace all of the 3 companions with Rose, basically, which you can
because
do.
they do nothing.
Because they
Yeah.
don't do
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
You can totally do it.
Yeah,
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 that makes
just
our
have
lives
Rose,
considerably
yeah.
easier. Right, good. Excellent.
Okay. Eccleston and Rose.
Okay, Eccleston and Rose. I can do the enspedment right now if you want.
Well, thanks. You've been listening to Time Ram.
Yeah. This was better. Good night.
So in the original version, the fam is worried about the Doctor, who won't tell them why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it because the TARDIS is
TARDIS
so
is
fucking
it's a
miserable?
miserable set, isn't it? It's a whole space to be in. Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
miserable set. She's sitting on
Yeah.
steel steps, brooding, and there's all that snot everywhere. There's masquerading as a time rotor.
Yeah.
It's
Lots of
just
space.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I suspect Eccleston wouldn't be brooding. He'd be smiling.
He did do quite a bit.
Oh, I don't
Smiles.
know. Give him a steel step. Oh, he hasn't got a steel step, has he? No. Yeah, he would be smiling through it. He'd be smiling falsely through it.
It would be different because the reason the Doc's upset is because she's seen the Master's destroyed Gallifrey, and she's looking for the Master.
Oh yeah. Maybe he's just having an Eccleston brood then. Maybe he's just having a Ninth Doctor kind of.
Well, he's probably
I've
still
just killed
brooding
my
about the Time
planet.
War. He did
moment.
that quite a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
It did occur to me watching this that this is one distinct feature of the 13th Doctor, is just how closed off she is. I mean, she literally won't tell them anything about herself or what the past is.
Yeah, she won't give over any emotions at all ever.
Yeah.
It's astonishing.
It seemed like a contradiction at the time because she's
Yeah.
she seems open at first and she brings them in, she calls them her fam, and then she won't share anything of herself with them. It's odd. Yeah. There's no other Doctor that's quite that closed off, I think.
No, actually. Interesting. I wonder if that's one reason why the 13th Doctor fails to connect in the same way. For me, at least.
Yeah.
Because he was the most alien of the Doctors, I suppose. Yeah. Off the top of my head, it's probably Tom.
Yeah.
In terms of not behaving like you'd expect. All the stuff in Pyramids about, a man's just been murdered. Yeah, cool, mate, Sarah. Shut up. I'm busy. Which is lovely. That stuff's great, but it's played very well. It's written very nicely.
Yeah.
And it's over and done with as well.
Yeah.
Whereas that's a very good point, Baz. I'd never thought of that before. Yeah, she does not give much out, does she?
Yeah. Eccleston is quite good at that sort of turning on a sixpence thing, though, where he's being all Mr. Happy Ninth Doctor, and then suddenly be like, and he's serious,
absolutely,
like that,
And going back to what you said before, I do think he's also very good at the false happiness. Where I always think that someone acting emotions is really difficult acting because you got 2 layers on it, and I know he copped some flack for that. Back in the day, people say, "Why is he gurning?" all that sort of thing, and I thought, no, but that he's putting an act on. The Doctor is putting an act on. Clearly, to me, it was the Doctor trying to convince and go, "Oh, never mind." Hello, you're not buying it. You're not supposed to buy it because he's hurting underneath. He should get possibly a better cushion.
Run for your life.
So they pick up this Judoon signal, which leads them to Gloucester.
Yeah,
as happens. Where the Judoon are being a bit unpleasant. They kind of interrogate Ruth and this old lady called Marcia, and they break Marcia's knitting. They compensate her for breaking her knitting, and then they shoot her. They just kill her.
They break your knitting.
Yeah.
Using that next time I get into a pub brawl, I'm gonna break your fucking knitting, mate.
Knitting, something that she's got,
Yeah, I don't think RTD would kill her because he's quite pro old ladies, whereas Chibnall is incredibly anti old ladies.
You can't say
that. He does kill quite a lot of old ladies off in his stories.
Does he really?
Yeah, he killed Lenny Henry's mother in that story, and Ryan's mother. She gets killed.
Yeah.
He's got mother issues, I tell you.
RTD's always quite pro mothers, isn't he? So,
yeah.
Well, I hate to get psychological, but Chibnall was adopted, wasn't he? So we might actually be unwittingly touching on something. Yeah.
Okay, we should probably cut all that. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Oh, please be quiet.
Okay, so yes, the lovely old lady Marcia gets it.
She's not that lovely, is she? I mean, she's a bit irritating.
The old lady gets it.
Right. Yeah. Again, the same thing again, though. This is character depth, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
everybody's horrible.
Yeah.
She's barely sketched out, so it's kind of two things. So yeah, we kind of
can I say at this point, I think Joe Martin's doing really well in these scenes as this character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think she's very likable. Comes over very well. Got lots of charisma.
Yeah.
And her and Neil have got a good chemistry thing going.
Mm-hmm.
All good.
Yeah, I'm going to be controversial and say I like her better as Ruth than as the Fugitive Doctor.
I agree entirely.
I had that feeling, I must admit. Yeah.
I thought I said so from when it was on.
Yeah.
So we'll all three be controversial together.
Yeah.
Yes.
It sounds less controversial when we're all doing it.
There's all three of us. Yeah.
So yeah, we've established that the Judoon are pursuing a fugitive. And they don't really mind who they kill to get them.
Having said that, it's a bit, the episode is called Fugitive of the Judoon. Yeah, we know at one point the Daleks are going to get some power. We know that planet is the 10th one. That's unusual.
Those seeds cause death. Yeah.
It's not an Edge of Destruction type title, where it's kind of what Edge of, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Where did those pyramids come from?
Indeed. Yeah.
Let's see them.
They be from Mars.
Let's see them talons that Wing Chang's got in. So,
having said that, mind you, Greel never gets his talons out.
No.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want talons out.
Not in public, anyway.
But he does give the greatest line delivery in the entire story when talking about them. So fair enough. It's like Michael Spicer's gone. This is the story title. I really have to go for this one. Shred your flesh. It's great.
Meanwhile, Lee's in Alan's shop. Alan hates Lee. It's fairly firmly laid out for us.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, it's,
yeah.
Yeah, it's not ambiguous.
He's got a dossier on him.
Got a dossier.
Yeah.
You can almost see Patrick Troughton and Fraser Hines going, "Ooh," and grabbing their crotches.
And the only reason for me even mentioning this because Lee at one point goes, "Ugh, humans," and so we're led to believe that he's the fugitive.
Yeah.
And then, the Doctor arrives with Rose in this case.
Yes.
For a brief scene.
Yep.
I think the only reason this scene's here is so that Graham can teleport out.
Yeah.
Graham teleports out, which means that Bradley Walsh isn't required on location in Gloucester. And
Yeah.
can make the case. And I'm sure that's the only reason.
I never realised that he's only in interiors.
That's right.
Surprise me at all. Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't appear in Gloucester at all.
He's got to go and work for ITV.
Yeah.
Do the chase.
The chase. Yeah, which isn't the chase. We know what the chase is. It's the William Hartnell story.
Not that the chase. American listeners.
I'd happily watch him in the chase, but it's not the chase.
No. He's doing a quiz game, misleadingly called the chase.
I've seen Bradley Walsh doing the chase, and there wasn't any Aridians at all. There was no Maya beat. And the Mechanoids just didn't make an appearance. It was disappointing. There was some whack bloke sat at the top of some stairs going, "Oh, I'm the chaser." But it wasn't a patch on an Aridian. Barry Williams has a phantom cat.
So Lee takes the opportunity to slip out of the shop, which is good timing for him because then the Judoon come in and they kill Alan. So bye, Alan. So
and there is much rejoicing.
We don't really care.
Yeah, we don't really care. No, didn't care about the old lady either.
No,
we should just say before this, he had a sort of very disturbing cake, didn't he? That he'd made for.
He did. Ruth. Yeah.
I've forgotten the cake. What does it say on it?
You can do better or something.
Oh, that's
it
right.
had been commissioned by her husband and he put "you can do better" on it.
Yeah.
Which is stupid because he's just going to lose business because he's going to turn around and go, "Well, I'm not going to pay for that."
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Unless there's a particular market for really passive-aggressive cakes. I'm not sure there is. I don't know. I've never commissioned one. Let's see. Listener, is there?
This is our business for passive-aggressive cakes.
If you don't want to answer that, just send us a cake saying, "Fuck you," it's fine.
That's not so much passive-aggressive, but just aggressive.
It's a cake, though.
Full on aggressive cakes.
No, but it is passive because it's a cake. It can't hurt you. Unless it's a poison cake. Ooh, is it a poison cake, though? Oh, we're going Rasputin. Or jumping ahead in the Whittaker era.
That's like I had this idea years ago. Very big in the sort of 80s, were these kind of enormous cards that people used to buy for their girlfriend or something. Colossal cards. And I always thought back then there was definitely a market for really tiny cards for people you didn't like very much. So you just send them about the size of a postage stamp. Happy birthday.
Just says happy on it. You can't even put birthday. Yeah. Grudging admiration for passing your driving test.
But I suppose you're a year older then, that sort of thing, yeah.
Or just old.
Oh, yeah. One less left. We should market these chaps. This is a brilliant idea.
Really tiny cards.
Tiny cards and passive-aggressive cakes. Yeah.
Tiny passive-aggressive cards, yeah. Really small one going, what?
Or you look it, something like that.
I don't think so. Oh, this would be like Chris's captions.
Chris's captions.
Chris's crazy captions. The Andes. Paul's End. The Watusi. Etc.
Gloucester. Taking us back to the story.
Yes, Lee legs it. He's taking Ruth home and he's telling her to pack.
Yeah,
it's time to go.
Yeah, he's got very urgent suddenly, hasn't he?
He's got very, very urgent with her.
Yeah.
So outside the house, the doctor's there. He's stopping the Judoon from using a time freeze on the house. And this goes on for quite a while. And then,
which is appropriate for a time freeze, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's kind of a waste of time that's stopping it.
Yeah. And then eventually the doctor agrees to go into the house to arbitrate. So persuades the Judoon to wait outside.
Now this is going to be great with Christopher Eccleston. He's going to be commanding this. He's going to be absolutely going, right, you lot, shut up. And getting stuck in and absolutely owning the scene. And by the end of it, you're going to go, oh, that's the Doctor, and it's fine.
Yeah,
got it sorted.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Bring some.
I didn't buy this version. I'm afraid. I found it to be the usual thing that happens. Of the Whittaker Doctor standing up to the aliens, and you're just kind of going, oh, you're saying words. Not like being harsh about her. Just that's what I get every time I watch one. Just go, oh, you're saying words.
So would a male actor be more commanding?
I don't think it's about that. I think you've hit the nail absolutely on the head of not giving anything out earlier on.
Yeah.
I hadn't really realised that. I think that's actually my fundamental problem with the 13th Doctor. She just doesn't give you the stuff to make you believe in her and follow her, and you know, and go, yep, you're my Doctor.
I don't buy the stuff in this for the original version of it, of them kind of going, oh, there are these laws here on Earth that you must, you know, and they kind of go, oh, yes, we must obey those laws. And you're thinking, yeah, you've just like fucking killed 2 people. That's kind of against the law.
Yeah. The hospital ages ago.
But why would they why did they fall for all this rubbish? You know, our minimal research leads us to believe this might be true.
Maybe they're a really, really clever pastiche on the human race and the reaction to COVID. I don't know. Oh, I've read this. It's true.
Yeah.
That's prescient for 2005.
Indeed. It's I'm giving him too much credit. Sorry about that. Will happen again.
We get some scenes with Graham, which I'll skip past. So the Doctor goes into the house. So he's trying to get Lee and Ruth to tell him what's going on.
Yeah.
And they find a box.
After ransacking the house.
They just let them get on with it. Just, ransack away.
I love the word ransack. Isn't that a great word, ransack?
Ransack.
Yeah.
It's not like, I'm going to call the police and get out of my house. No.
Yeah. Can you stop your ransacking for a minute, please? You just ran bag instead, just scale it down. Ran purse.
So Lee knows about this box. He won't tell them anything about it though. But what he does is he makes the Doctor take Ruth out the back, and he's going to wait for the Judoon. And then Rose decides to help by going out the front to delay the Judoon. Or in the original version, it's basically Yaz. Ryan's there.
Yeah,
but it's
Ryan's there. Yeah, Ryan's there in this episode. I mean, that's what happens to Ryan, isn't it? He's there.
Ryan's on screen, but Yaz is going to kind of use her police skills to stop the Judoon, or at least hold them up as long as she can.
So what's Rose going to do?
Rose would be kind of proactive. I'm sure she would kind of try and do something.
She be going out there going, "Hey, hang on a minute, shadow proclamation." Should be bullshitting. Should be talking bullshit.
Yeah.
Should be being a doctor. Should be doing the Doctor. Should be learning from that and going right.
Yeah.
After the Doctor said, "Look, you've got to go and do that, or else it's all over."
Yeah.
Because it's an Eccleston story, and the stakes are high.
Yeah.
Is it the parting of the ways where she reels off all the kind of things that she said the Doctor said before, and she's just like coming up with more of them and going, "Oh, and the Shadow Proclamation." And, Or is it a Tennant one? Yeah, there's one where she does that. But
yeah.
Like that.
Yes. That sort of bit. Yeah.
So which did you say?
The Christmas invasion.
Christmas invasion.
That's right. Yeah, when she's kind of standing in for the Doctor.
Yeah.
So this was happening to her earlier, but it's perfectly in keeping for it to do so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And but also so the Doctor trusts her.
Yeah.
Which in that season is a really important thing. That whole building of the relationship is beautiful.
Yeah, you can make a moment out of that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And RTD would.
Yeah.
That's one thing I love about that season. You actually really get an entire arc for the Ninth Doctor.
Yeah.
It's better actually if the Doctor's being proactive here and saying to Rose, "Look, you can do this."
Yeah.
Try and hold them up.
Absolutely. You're the front line defense.
Okay.
Go.
Yeah.
And she just has to,
because I'm not sure the Doctor is proactive in this scene. It's all Lee saying, "Look, you got to do this."
Yeah.
Do that. And she goes along with it.
Again, the 13th Doctor not being proactive.
Yeah.
This is the Doctor. Present light, the High Council of Time Lords. Keeper of the legacy of Rassilon. Defender of the laws of time. Protector of Gallifrey.
So, Rose goes out to confront the Judoon, but gets teleported away.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no!
Yeah, terrible. and she finds herself on a spaceship with Captain Jack.
Yeah.
Who I'm guessing we haven't met before. He's a new
We'll have met him. We'll have met him.
character.
We'll have met him. We'll have met him in Tom Baker's The Empty Child
Yeah.
or something.
Oh no, we've done the Empty Child.
True.
We
Yeah.
did. There
It
was a
was,
Harnell story. Yeah.
Hartnell.
There we are then.
There are
It wasn't
others.
Captain Jack, though. We changed the character. We made it someone else.
Did
It was
we?
like
Right.
Stephen.
right.
It was Stephen Taylor.
Stephen Taylor.
Stephen Taylor.
That's
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Yeah. So this will be Captain Jack's introduction. Then he'd be turning up.
Yeah.
Is it necessary for it to be so? Because that can get really confusing. Could we not just make
It
it
kind of
since-
becomes a
Since we
companion.
know
at
Jack's
this
going to
point,
basically vanish from the narrative because John Barrowman kept getting his cock out. Can we just
He was kind of a
remove Jack?
companion for the last like 5 episodes of the season, though. So
could it be
Yeah.
Harry Sullivan?
What's he doing in the spaceship?
have you
What's
cancelled Captain Jack?
doing in the spaceship? I'll tell you what he's doing in the spaceship. He's dealing with the Wirren grub. That's what Harry Sullivan's doing. Oh yes, justified. He's the only person on Earth who knows how to deal with the Wirren. There you go. Job. I knew
There's
that
a
we
few
were
of these scenes, isn't there, with Jack? They were filmed in Clifton Cathedral in Bristol,
Yeah,
very
right.
nice.
which is a new cathedral. It was built in the 70s.
Yeah.
And if you look at it online, they didn't actually change it much. That's basically what it looks
What
like.
got me about it is that it doesn't in any way look like the inside of a spaceship.
No.
There's that. It looks like the inside of
Um,
maybe a modern cathedral, I would say.
Darling, it's brilliant.
Yes, ma'am. All the finest brains in the galaxy have created this starship to boldly go where no man has gone before at approximately 2 miles an hour with the wind behind him.
Who am I to say what a spaceship should look like?
Well, yeah.
But
Yeah.
but if you're doing a very quick, to me, it just screamed they've got this location and they've put a control panel in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's really what they did, yeah.
Which is exactly what they did. Yeah. Now they've done that in the Eccleston era. In End of the World. Obviously, that place is it's a place in Wales, but it's dressed. It's full of aliens. There's effort put in, rather than just a control panel with John Barrowman at it.
Pontificating. I mean, there's a few scenes here with him, but they don't really lead anywhere.
Again,
happens.
yeah. It's almost like if you view the entire Chibnall era as one complete 48-hour story, then 2/3 of the threads tie together.
That's generous.
I try. Yeah, but you don't.
Yeah.
And it isn't, and they don't, and just
She'll be fine.
It's like if Chris Chibnall wrote the original trilogy of Star Wars, Han Solo would get frozen in carbonite and you'd never see him again.
Yeah.
And
And there'd be a lot more time spent killing Aunt Beru because, old woman.
Yeah.
Or you'd see him again, but someone would just drop him down a thing in the Millennium Falcon going, keep this safe for me. I need it.
Just leave him in a hole somewhere.
Yeah, just a hole in the Falcon. Where's Han? He's in the Falcon hole. It's fine. Don't mess with the Falcon hole. Ever.
I'll cut to the chase with these Captain Jack scenes, which is that he's there to warn them about the lone Cyberman.
Yep.
That's about it.
Yeah.
But it
Good.
might not be it might not even be going there.
Well,
No.
yeah, he'll be warning them about something else. Some
So
other.
they're even more pointless.
It's a warning. Yeah,
Yeah.
Captain Jack issues
It is
a
a
warning.
warning.
Yeah.
Beware the lone Croton.
Yeah, beware the warlord. So that's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or just beware.
Beware.
Tell
beware.
Yeah.
Beware. Rose will be going, that's really useful for the Doctor. Yeah, the Doctor's never in situations of danger. Beware. Thanks, Jack. Excellent. Cheers.
Beware TBC. So
Yeah.
He just moves his lips a bit, and then later on they add it in, and
we'll dub it in later. That'll be fine.
Yeah.
beware the Cybermen.
Beware the Aridians.
No, that's the 7th Doctor story, so we've already had that one. That's fine. That's covered.
Give it time. Who knows? There's more seasons to come.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, the whole thing of him beaming the companions up, thinking they're the Doctor, doesn't work at all.
No, that's just.
So he's
No.
just he's choosing to beam Rose up because of her excellent bottom. Obviously.
Excellent bottom. Yeah.
Excellent bomb. Yeah, that's all he needs. Yeah.
Maybe that's it. He kind of just beams her up, goes excellent bottom, and then beams her back down. That's it. That's his part.
Beware.
If he's never met her before, he kind of maybe someone sent him to kind of on the Doctor. I don't know.
Having said that, you could actually have it as Jack as someone from the Doctor's future, and assuming that the Doctor is a woman, which would be intriguing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if it turns out that we do get a
So we give him a sort of a
Jack
river
in the
song
Jodie
intro.
Whittaker story,
Yeah.
you know,
He
Win.
comes and he goes,
Yeah.
"You're so young." So it could be interesting.
you're so young and a man and not Scottish and tall and
Hoping for William Hart, though.
Thank you, Doctor.
Meanwhile, back on Earth,
yeah.
Lee's surrendering to the Judoon. It's all gone a bit tits up for them.
Do the
Commander
Judoon
Gat
have
arrives.
tits?
Sorry?
Do the Judoon have tits?
Do the Judoon have tits? I've never
If
inquired.
they've gone tits up, then, you know.
All right. Well, I would assume they do. And they look like they might lactate. Yeah. So they give that impression.
Excellent.
Yeah. So
In what way do they look like they might lactate? What about a Judoon screams that to you, Baz? Out of curiosity.
I think it's all the horn gags that are
They're
coming
mammals.
up.
Right.
Yeah, they do appear to be
Cool.
mammals.
Right.
Yeah. You know,
That's merely curious.
they clearly, they have issues with these things.
It's all good. Hey, Sontarans lactate, so, whatever.
Yeah. How does Sontarans lactate? That's, yeah.
I don't know. Prodigiously, apparently. I'm not responsible for Sontaran lactation. Don't ask me. Yeah, it's Robert Holmes' fault. He should never have sent that massive missive to Bob Baker and Dave Martin about the Sontaran sex lives. That was just unnecessary.
No, Robert, no.
Who was that?
Dennis Spooner.
Ah, Dennis Spooner. Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
It's for me, what is it? No, Dennis Spooner. No, Robert, no. Don't know why he's gone Scottish. He wasn't.
It sounds like Donald and Davy Stott.
Aye, he does a bit. Aye.
So Lee's flat.
Yeah.
That's not his fault. He's lactated too much.
Commander Gat arrived.
Gat. Oh yeah, she's very well dressed. Is Gat
She's very well
I
dressed.
quite like Gat as a character, but she doesn't go anywhere.
anywhere at all?
Well, a Chipmunk episode
Yeah.
where a character doesn't go anywhere. I don't
Yeah,
know what you're talking about.
it's incredible, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why I have to talk about lactation.
Oh, this is why I have to talk about lactation.
Yes,
Right.
this is exactly why.
Sorry, I'm just looking something up. Hang on 2 seconds. Right.
Is it to do with Gat or
It is to do with Gat. She's played by
Just
Ritu
bored.
Arya. Or Arya. Ritu Arya.
Uh-huh.
Who, I recognise from the Umbrella Academy.
Oh yeah.
Excellent.
It didn't occur to
British
me
actress.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's great. But the character is underdeveloped. But
Yeah.
nice to see her.
But a Time Lord,
yes.
Time Lady.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is in the Eccleston season where he
Yeah.
destroyed Gallifrey and thinks he's all on his own.
True.
This is going to be massive.
Problematic. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I don't know quite.
Yeah,
what-
I have no resolution for it.
No, I don't know.
But
Yeah.
basically, unfortunately, that does destroy the whole brilliant arc of Eccleston's Doctor, and indeed, as I was saying to Phil earlier, until the 50th anniversary story, until Day of the Doctor, the whole thing of I destroyed Gallifrey, the survivor's guilt,
Yeah.
which is then redeemed.
I mean,
No.
the only way around it, I guess, is Gat is from the past, but I don't know how
Yeah.
Gallifrey's been time locked. I don't know how it should be there.
Maybe Gat was out in a TARDIS at the time.
Yeah,
Didn't get eaten by Hoos.
it's odd. I don't know.
Yeah. I suppose the Master's still kicking around. So.
Our protagonist species have time machines. We'll just we're fine
Mhm.
at TARDIS because just
You might have to
time.
get used to that. Yeah, time happens.
So this would be enormous. The thing is, if it was an RTD episode,
Yeah.
I think at this point it becomes about the Doctor and Gat, and nothing else is going to happen.
Well, the Doctor's not there at the moment, so yeah.
And we'll get some decent stuff about Gallifrey for the first time in the revived series.
Yeah. Mhm.
I realise that doesn't fit at all with the narrative that we've got coming, but it might be better. I suggest abandon oncoming narrative.
Oncoming narrative.
Narrative. But it's more kind of like, isn't it? I mean,
Gat is a very strange name.
Yes.
Yes.
I wonder if she's
GAT.
related to Gak from At the Earth's Core.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
Oh, so we can tie them all in together into one gigantic universe. That's fantastic.
The Time Ram multiverse.
She's the ultimate descendant of the Peter Cushing Doctor. who went back down there with intentions.
Well, at this point, we don't know much about Gat. All we know is that she knows Lee. She's tracked him down using the box because the box has his service medal inside, which she can track down for reasons. But he's not the fugitive.
He's not very clever in that way, is he?
He's a bit
kind of get rid of it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you ditch it.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had to go completely rogue and uncontactable, first thing I'm doing is losing my phone.
Yeah.
Losing my mobile, which is easily
you don't
trackable.
you don't keep the tracking.
That's going straight to someone homeless, and they're going to wander away with it, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Not that I've thought it through or anything.
Yeah. So Gat kills him. So,
which is a shame.
That is a shame. And again, it's kind of he's quite an interesting character that doesn't really.
The most charismatic character of the episode is just gone. But this is the Eccleston era. We're fine.
She kills him with his own gun.
Yeah.
That he's got in a drawer.
Yeah.
And prior to which she said, "You shouldn't have held onto that medal." What about the fucking gun? You definitely shouldn't have held on to the gun, which is about 5 times the size of the medal.
It's a fair point. Division aren't very good, are they?
Yeah.
Can we just stay it now? Division aren't very good.
Yeah.
We're back in the Chris Chibnall story logic here, aren't we? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
just
we
pray to the random number generator. That's all I'm saying, guys. Next time we'll be out of this.
So we cut to the Doctor and Ruth. They're in the church, and the Judoon chase them down. They've realised that Ruth is the fugitive, but she's been activated. She's been activated by some kind of text message.
Activate.
Okay.
I don't know where that came from.
What is she?
I'm trying to get through this, guys. Come on. So
Hang on Baz's face. Come on, Baz. You can do it.
She fights him off. She goes all kick-ass. She fights him off. She rips his Judoon's horn off.
Yep.
So he's lost his horn. It's a bit embarrassing for him.
She, isn't it? Isn't that Judoon female?
Is it a female Judoon? I don't know.
I think so.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong. I think so.
Yeah, okay. Right.
Can I just say I hate this entire sequence?
It's terrible, isn't it?
I'm not wild about the episode. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't like... I'm probably being a bit previous for what's to come, but I don't like kick-ass gun-toting doctors.
Nor do I. Let's be previous, because I agree entirely. I don't like the Joe Martin Doctor because that ain't the Doctor for me.
Yeah.
And being able to fight the Judoon and basically kick their ass, it just undervalues the Judoon and makes them look stupid.
Yeah.
It doesn't
work. And waving guns around all the time.
How could she tear its horn off? How could she do that?
I don't know.
Yeah, how strong is she?
If you get hold of somebody's nose, you can't pull their bloody nose off.
No.
I just told you to pull the bloody nose off.
Biology doesn't work like that.
No, it does not.
No.
But then how's Tennant survive falling through,
well,
forever, and then glass, and then hits the floor and doesn't immediately explode in organs?
Yes.
Which is what would happen. Organs.
Puddle. Yeah.
Organ puddle.
Organ puddle.
David Tennant's organ puddle. No, that sounds terrible. Forget that. No, not like that.
That's a special website.
Like that.
The more you think about it, the worse that sounds.
Yeah. So don't think about it. Let's move on. The Aridians.
The Aridians. No, what are you doing?
Watusi, whatever the hell.
Well, the Judoon fuck off at this point. So
typically.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
Run away.
You finish your role in this episode. Go away.
Go away. That's it. Yeah. You were just a
really confusing, lactating
yes.
rhino with no horn left.
Yes.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
So
the doctor pertinently goes, "Who are you?" Ruth doesn't know, but she does remember that she grew up in a lighthouse. So they go there. In the car.
Yeah, it's just nondescript.
Yeah. So they drive to the.
Wouldn't be nondescript this time around, though. Eccleston's going to be really playing this. He's going to be he's going to have suspicions. He's going to be working it out. I think he's going to be getting scared.
Yeah.
I think Eccleston's actually going to play it. I think that's what I do to make the scenes more interesting. Sorry, I'm not an award-winning writer, but I have the Doctor getting really scared fairly early on.
Yeah.
Because that prefigures and that makes you get scared. If the Doctor's scared, what the fuck's going on there? Well, that really ups the odds, doesn't it?
It's quite slow, this part of the episode, isn't it? I mean, they drive to the lighthouse, and then there's quite a long scene with the Doctor kind of looking around.
Yeah.
and she kind of goes to Ruth's parents' grave.
Yeah,
And starts digging away
for reasons.
And then Ruth finds a fire alarm or so. Yeah. And the text message said break the glass, so she breaks the glass.
Yeah,
and it's a whole comedian arch thing.
Yeah,
the Doctor finds that she's got a TARDIS buried down there, but I mean that's all that happens. But it takes place over about
20
5
years.
minutes. 5 minutes. It's quite a long. There's no dialogue. It just
Yeah.
I mean, it looks nice.
Looks great. Yeah. Funny thing is, I said exactly the same thing to Phil earlier because I was watching it and he popped in and sat and watched for a bit. And we were both going, "Oh, look at how good this looks! Look at all the money spent on this for this shit." And I was playing the writer part and kind of going, "Yeah, it's the script. It's the script.
Yeah,
that's what's wrong with it."
Yeah.
The lighthouse is very tidy, isn't it, for having been abandoned for presumably about 40 years.
I dream of living in a lighthouse, baby.
It's a nice lighthouse. It's West Gus Lighthouse. It's on the coast of Wales. It's on the Severn. And it looks really nice. I mean, if that was my family home, I wouldn't be moving to Gloucester. I'd be like,
I'd live in a lighthouse. That'd be fantastic. Yeah.
Not very wheelchair friendly for my wife. Unfortunately, unless it had like a big helter-skelter thing that went around the outside, that'd be great.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. Yeah.
I don't think she'd think it would be great, but
TARDIS apparently,
or just a lift that goes right up the middle.
A lift would be a good idea.
That'd be more practical. Yeah, a lift. Yeah. So,
what's going on in the plot by this point? Where are we?
Well, this is it. Basically, the companions are kind of they're still talking to Jack. They're talking to Jack for ages. So basically, the Doctor has found this TARDIS. Ruth
so that's still up. Rose. Rose is just up there talking to Jack.
Rose is up there talking to Jack.
Okay.
And Ruth turns up with a big gun. She's the Doctor now, or she is the Doctor as well. And she beams them both inside the TARDIS.
I mean, Eccleston uncovering the whole police box sign would be magnetic and terrifying.
Yeah.
I think.
It's quite a nice moment, particularly when they're in the console room and they have a bit of a dock off, and they're like, I come before you. No, I come before you. That kind of thing. That's quite fun.
Yeah, but there's there's no chemistry at all, is there? To me,
I thought there was. I thought there was chemistry. I quite enjoyed it.
Oh, charitable Baz, blind Baz.
I think that bit with the Doctor digging the TARDIS up, I think Eccleston would be doing that whole, as he's uncovering, he'd be doing that whole no. He would. As he realizes that his worst fears are coming true, he'd be playing it like that, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
I'd love to see the bit where they spend a good sort of 20 minutes with shovels actually opening the door.
Yeah, they just teleport inside. It's a bit of a cheat.
They teleport, don't
they? Yeah. So she's got a teleporter. But she doesn't recognise the Sonic, which kind of establishes her as the Sonic screwdriver. Yeah, I mean, I don't recognise it at this point, but
well, no, true.
But that establishes that the fugitive Doctor, as I suppose we should call her, is the earlier one.
Yeah. Like William Hartnell, who didn't have a Sonic screwdriver.
Exactly.
Must be.
Yeah, quite an intriguing little mystery at this point. That was my feeling when I first time I watched it. I was like, oh, interesting. Let's see where they go with this.
I got the same feeling watching it again today as I did the first time I watched it. When they revealed the police box sign, I thought, oh no, because I thought this is Chibnall and it's not going to work. This isn't going to be good.
Yeah,
and I was right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, it's bullshit.
Fortunately, I got that same thing again. Oh shit, this.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Rather than excitement.
Nice console room.
Lovely console room.
Yeah.
Is it David Bradley's one?
It's no wait, it's a new one. It's one part David Bradley. It's David Bradley's console. It's I think 2 of David Bradley's walls and another one that they built for Hellbent or Heaven Sent.
Yeah, because they had that console room in Hellbent, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah. So they basically got 3 roundel walls, 2 of which are doors, but you ignore that. I believe. The Adventure in Space and Time console repainted, which looks ugly out of place. I mean, it looks lovely, but it does look like tech amongst all the rest of it. To me, keep the rotor. I'd just add a few more controls and LED stuff on. Wouldn't take much.
Yeah.
But lovely console room, and maybe at the time going, why can't they just do that then? Would it kill them to get the dongles?
Just do that. Yeah.
I still rail about that. 17 years and I'm still railing. All right.
I'll run through the rest of this plot here, as such as it is. So,
Go for it, Baz.
Yeah.
yeah, we established that Ruth
You
used
want
to
to
work
send a passive aggressive cake? Send the plot a passive aggressive cake. Oh well, yeah, I'll go through it such as you are, or a tiny postage stamp.
Yeah.
Plot
Thank you for writing.
question mark. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Ruth used to work for GAT.
Yeah.
And then she's obviously been hiding for some time, and she takes off in the TARDIS, and they get captured by the Judoon pretty much straight away.
That's really shit piloting.
It's really,
It can go anywhere in time and space.
yeah. Like,
I mean,
immediately captured by the Judoon. I mean, what the fuck? No.
Go like 2 years back.
Yeah,
They aren't there.
Yeah.
Idiot.
So Gat comes in and takes her gun back because it's her gun that Ruth's been carrying all this time. And they have a bit of a confrontation. And the Doctor's trying to tell him who she is, and Ruth's kind of trying to stop her from telling him who she is, but she does it anyway. I say she, it's the Eccleston version, this, isn't it? So he does it anyway. Yeah. So that means there's 2 fugitives, and we learn that Gat is a Gallifreyan.
Yeah.
She's from Gallifrey's past because Gallifrey's gone.
Yeah. Well, that fit. Hooray.
Yeah.
Something that fits.
Yeah. And then we get to the conclusion that we all knew was coming from the minute she took the gun back, is that Gat fires the gun and it kind of backfires and zaps her. And then we've known that was going to happen for the last 5 minutes.
Yep.
So
the old backfiring. Isn't that a gag in old Procy? Oh, the old backfiring gun trick. Isn't that one of yours, Baz?
Possibly, yeah. I mean, they do it in Red Dwarf. I mean, it's kind of.
Oh, it's great. It's living in chaos.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Living in chaos. Oh, the old backfiring finger trick or something like that.
But I mean, Lister does it to the Inquisitor in Red Dwarf.
Yeah.
So it's not.
So yeah,
it's not a new.
That's the old.
Then again, maybe many of the millennials watching this haven't seen that episode of Red Dwarf.
That's always possible. Maybe somebody went, "Wow, that's really clever." I wonder how he thought of that. Yeah.
Well,
I think it's even older than that. I think it's a kind of
sure it is.
old trope, a sort of Dick Tracy trope, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's all basically a variation on turn the enemy strength against themselves, which has been done endlessly in Doctor Who, but usually much more interestingly.
Yeah.
And it's usually hubris.
Yeah.
It's usually their personality flaws rather than just a gun. That seemed to me the antithesis of Doctor Who. That's not what that's why I didn't like the Ruth Doctor. That's not the Doctor to me. That's not the clever way round.
So yeah, Ruth basically lawyers the Judoon. They leave, and then she drops the Doctor back on Earth and basically tells him to fuck off. That's basically it. It just stops. And then
how did the companions get back to how does Rose get back to the Doctor?
Rose, well, I mean, in the original version, the fam get dropped off on Earth by Jack. Jack's been attacked by nanogenes.
Oh yeah.
For reasons, and drops them off back on Earth.
Because he has to leave the narrative now.
He has to leave now. And they meet the Doctor back in Gloucester. Graham noticeably isn't there.
The Doctor back in Gloucester.
And they all go back in the TARDIS, and and they tell the Doctor about Jack, and that's it. Really, it just it comes to a gentle stop. Get off the ride now. We're finished. So we would perhaps do something slightly different.
Inviting ideas about what it would be.
Ideas.
Well palmed off.
Well, if it was RTD, it would possibly have some cliffhanger into the next story, whatever the hell that might be.
Or it'll pay off into Eccleston's regeneration story. It'll actually be paid off quickly.
In that season, if it's Jack, I would have Jack joining the TARDIS crew at this point. So maybe his ship gets destroyed and they have to go back and save him. I don't know how that ties in with everything else that's going on, but
let's just leave him being threatened by nanogenes. Let's leave him alone. Let's leave Jack. Jack off, basically.
Jack's cancelled. Yeah, okay.
For the moment. Unless you want to complicate it. I mean, I'm down with that, but
well, I feel like it would be more complicated. I mean, it'd be 5 minutes short, but more complicated, and that's kind of how it would roll, isn't it? But it would tie in together more.
It would tie together. It would
relate.
It would seem complicated, but wouldn't be.
Maybe Jack and Rose would be there at the end with the Doctor and Gat, and rather than Gallifreyans, there's something else going on. I don't know what.
Yeah, maybe Jack rescues the Doctor.
Yeah.
Jack and Rose rescue the Doctor. Yeah.
Yeah.
rather than just the fugitive doctor telling him to fuck off.
Yes, that would be better. That would be more
That would
dramatic.
be better.
Yes.
Yes, I mean,
Yeah.
there's some explosions happen. The fugitive doctor gets separated from them, and they need answers.
Jack
But
grabs the gun and does all the kind of posing with the gun and fighting the Judoon off.
yeah, and then
So the doctor
they
doesn't have
lose
to be
track
that
of her.
character.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
because
would
you could end with Eccleston. It would be quite in keeping for Eccleston to basically speechify a little bit towards Ruth and say, I've had enough of your kind of doctor.
What the hell are
I've
you?
had enough
Yeah.
of being your kind of person.
I'm not
the
you.
Time War and all
Yeah.
that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. She's been through that in the Time War.
In
She is
fact,
quite
actually,
war
you
doctor,
could lift
actually,
the scene.
isn't she?
You could lift the scene from the end of Dalek, where the doctor's got the gun but won't use it, can't use it.
Yeah.
Is so sickened of war, and that's the doctor to me.
Yeah.
That's, not using the gun, but I would guess that the idea behind it was to show that the doctor has changed an awful lot, character development. But that humanizes the doctor to me too much. It's a kind of like Jan Vincent Rudsky said about the Deadly Assassin. I admit. But
I don't buy all these extra lives that are meant to have gone back into the past. I can't be doing with that.
I'm sorry. No, it hasn't been. I don't feel it.
No,
ain't feeling it.
no.
Because I remember at the time I probably said to you guys, I hope this is justified.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't. We now know it wasn't.
Yeah.
The whole timeless
Nothing
child
came of
thing. This all went absolutely nowhere.
Well, as I've said,
shoved down the Falcon Hole.
Yeah, as I've said in other things, every time we encounter this storyline, there's often goes, I feel so conflicted. Who am I? And then it doesn't matter. She does that in this fucking episode.
Yeah, indeed.
And then it's kind of that's the only thing they ever get to do with it. It's
to me, it has exactly the same emotional resonance as I'm a half human on my other side.
Yeah. For that reason, I think Eccleston saying, I want nothing to do with you because I've had enough of fighting is a better way to end it.
It's much more powerful
than her just kind of going, I don't know what's going on.
I am not that. I'm the doctor. You could make it into a great self-affirming moment. This could be the first time the doctor, the war-damaged doctor, the PTSD doctor, goes, no, I'm the doctor. I remember. I'm putting the gun down. I'm not having it.
I'm better than
Can
this.
I just say, actually,
I'm better than this. Yeah, and why aren't you?
This is mixing it up too much, really. But it would work much better if the fugitive doctor was the war doctor rather than the fugitive doctor.
Yeah,
they're basically the same character.
If he comes to realize that's his
massively
the form or version of himself that he hates. For having fought an war, that works much better.
Oh, that's brilliant! And I'd totally keep Joe Martin for that. That gives her a character. That gives something to do.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that a lot more. Yeah.
Or maybe there was more than one doctor over the course of the Time War, which is, so you've still got John Hurt. But she was one as well.
Yeah. We're not going to have John Hurt. That's going to happen in the Hartley era. You know it.
Yeah, probably.
John Hurt was around then.
It'll be Peter Cushing and Doug McClure and John Pertwee and
Depends when we get Day of the Doctor. It is going to be hard to fit him in.
I fear Day of the Doctor. I fear it greatly.
Yeah. You just watch. It's going to come out of the randomizer in about 10 minutes' time.
I fear Flux more, to be fair.
Yes. But carrying on our current thread of look, it'll be a Jodie Whittaker, in which case, fine.
Explainment.
I think it'd be better.
I think this is better. I think just changing the ending makes it better. It's just my God. Give Jack something to
giving it an ending.
Giving it an ending, exactly.
Giving it an ending, yeah.
Rather than, starting it and then everyone leaves. It's kind of
and if I think that thing about the War Doctor is brilliant, Paul. If we're actually confronting, having built up in this season, the Doctor's past what he's just been through, what's just happened. The whole thing about the episode season is survivor's guilt. Then coming face to face with it mid-season, it's kind of like, let's put it in place of Dalek, I'd say. Because it's got the same emotional whack in that way. In that one, it was the Doctor meeting the Dalek, but this is the Doctor meeting the Doctor.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
One who did all that.
The Doctor
That could
from
be
the
great.
Time War. Yeah.
Yeah, that just
splintered
And
out
is, I
now,
think, a very RTD thing to do.
Yeah.
That's genius, Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just
No, but you said yeah first. You disagreed with it first, yeah.
That's genius, Paul.
Yeah,
it is,
I know.
actually, yeah.
I know it was.
Yeah, I didn't want to be the first to
That's
say
not
it,
going
but,
down the
yeah.
Falcon Hole, is it? I think not. With Han Solo.
And that's how, listener, in like 50 minutes, we can come up with a better story than Christian.
We make it look so easy.
Yeah, and that's why we're all really successful TV writers.
Yes. That's why I'm a civil servant.
That's why the lady is a tramp.
Are we giving marks out of 10?
Yeah, with that
For
new
what?
ending,
The original or our version?
I'll give it.
Our version.
I'll give our version. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10.
I'd be going 7 as well.
Yeah.
I was thinking 8. Actually, it's probably a bit generous, but I'll say 8.
It's Eccleston then.
Run for your life.
Well, successfully time rammed then. Let's
Yes.
go on to wherever the hell we're going next. So, the Doctor is number 6.
Ooh.
Okay.
In story 293.
Oh, fuck off.
Fuck on. Grades are available.
Grades are available. I'm like, let's see what it is.
Me too.
Jesus.
It's going to be a Jodie, obviously.
Obviously, yeah. 293. Can you hear me?
Which one's that?
It's the Swedish one with the fog.
I could kind of go with that.
Okay.
I'm prepared to use my grade if we can.
If you want to, Paul, I'm
You
got
can
a
use your grade
problem
if you
with
want. I
it.
wouldn't stop you using your
Just
grade.
so we haven't got
Yep.
2 Jodies
Yeah.
in a row.
I'd never stop a man using a grade.
Yeah, I'll use
Are
some.
we-
Use my grade.
Or
Okay.
grade it. Okay,
Fine,
right.
yeah.
Here we go. Regenerating. Oh, shitting hell. You
What?
see, no.
What?
No. 292.
No!
Yeah.
Oh, God, I'm using my grade. Do it again. I don't care what it is. I'll sick of it.
2 grades in 1 year. That's
Yeah.
I mean, there's only 1 left now.
Yes.
Fuck up. 238.
238. All right. Let's have a look. 238.
Blimey. God, I killed for a heart though.
Yeah. 238 is Nightmare in Silver.
Says Matt Smith.
That's me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
Colin
live with
Baker
it.
Yeah.
liven that up somewhat, I think. Right. 2 grades, guys. 2 grades shot in 1 session.
I know that was expensive, wasn't it?
Don't shoot your grades, man.
But you rolled 293, then you rolled 292. What's wrong with you?
It's not me. I don't generate them. The computer generates them. Believe me, the number of times I've thought of putting in a lower number for the episodes. But that would be cheating. That would be wrong.
That would be wrong.
So, listener, after some wrangling and a bit of grading, we've decided on Nightmare in Silver with Colin Baker. So, once again, Mr. Baker faces the Cybermen. I say once again. Have we had him doing that before? No.
No.
So, Mr. Baker faces the Cybermen. Yeah. So, listener, that was Time Ram. We got through it. I hope you did as well. Thank you very much, as ever, to Mr. Paul Ferry
Bye.
and Mr. Barry Williams.
Bye.
We'll see you next time for Colin Baker in Attack of the Silver, sort of.
We have been Time Ram. If you'd like to get in touch with us, we can be mostly found on Twitter, where I am at Rupert Booth, Baz is at Baz Time Ram, and Paul is Paul Ferry 8. There's also a Facebook page. Thank you to Ben Jones for providing our music. Please go and support him on SoundCloud. There are links on our website. And if you'd like to support the production of this podcast, give us some money via Patreon. It's that simple. Patreon.com/TimeRam. And you'll get exclusive stuff. Well, hey.
Excellent bottom.
I want a good spanking.
Somebody needs to take responsibility for it. That's all I'm saying.
She'll be fine.